So, usually when we talk about Call for an Uprising, there's a bit of fun we get to have, because the things he says are so ludicrous that the only people who can possibly believe them are the people who literally drink delusion at the breakfast table every day. But turns out that sometimes he says and does things that we need to be a little more aware of. So that's what we're going to be doing here in just a second. But before we get into that particular level of madness, let's go ahead and check out the fan art. So from ArtsyOT, they said, I've been wanting to draw a hoodie and leggings Suris, and finally drew this one out. Ignore the bad hand anatomy, I was just doing this for fun. I was going for a pose fitting for a body pillow. I mean, it certainly is that. Also, we do have 18 minutes on the armistice at the moment, so for those who are over on YouTube, people can drop 50,000 channel points to do the Ara Ara armistice, so all redeems become Ara Ara. So, Alpacin, thank you very much for redeeming your points towards the armistice for an Ara Ara. You frickin' whatever the hell you are. But, anyways, ArtsyOT, thank you very much for the submission. I greatly appreciate it, and this is probably the most wholesome body pillow one would ever see. With that said, if you want your fan art to be featured in a future video, the best way to do so is drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. But with that said, let's go ahead and roll the intro. And now, so Call has this video called They Murdered Me Again. Now, this video was originally on his YouTube channel, but if we pull up that video over on YouTube, we find something very interesting. It doesn't exist. It's just gone. It is just completely gone. And, well, because of that, we had to resort to different methods to get it. Now, apparently, there is a Call simp who actually re-uploads all of his stuff onto a website called Brightian. I think I'm saying that correctly, and I did not know this website nor any of this existed until, well, I had to go over to Hannah's stream, because if there's two people that Call loves to target, it's me and Hannah Reloaded. Why us specifically? Good fucking question. I have no idea. This man has nothing better to do with his life. I really want to know where his obsession comes from. But because of that, I had to go over there to see if she had a copy of the video, and luckily, Baha did. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the video itself, see what Call has to say. But before we get into that, I should probably showcase this. This is probably a little important here. This was a comment that he dropped on my channel earlier this morning. Guess who I heard was coming to Georgia, Chris? Stopping by a farm first. Now, for those who don't know, my parents live on a farm. So, and I, of course, live in Georgia, and yeah, my real name is Chris. It is common knowledge that my actual real first name is Christopher. So, how does this read to you? If it is knowledge that my parents live on a farm and my first name is Chris, because to me, this reads like a threat. This reads exactly like a threat. But it's not just threatening me, it's also threatening my family. Because of course it is. So he's actually about to cross the line to actual terrorism. I believe this constitutes a crossed line. I don't know, though. Now, I have sent a video, or I have sent this video that he made over to YouTube, but he's already deleted it, so, I mean, they'll have to pull it from their archives, I suppose. But, yeah, let's go ahead and look at the video itself, now that we've seen Call LARPing a threatening individual.
Welcome to today's show. If you're seeing this, you might be aware that my channel has been deleted. No surprise, no big deal. Not trying to cause drama or create any type of sympathy. I'm just doing this to let you know where you can find me now.
Well, I certainly don't have
channel. I'm going to create another one. I could right now, but I'm going to wait a few days before I create it.
So again, his channel got deleted, so he's going to go ahead and create a new channel because the last one got deleted. God, imagine what it's like to be Call and to be literally a series of cockroaches in a trench coat. And Susan over at YouTube is just stepping on each and every one for you bit by bit. And eventually there will be no cockroaches left in the trench coat. You picked a bad D&D class, my friend.
This is a process, and I'm just not really feeling up to it. But you might be thinking, Call, what did you even do? Well, of course, nobody knows, right?
It says it right here, medical misinformation.
I got a strike for one of the videos I did on graphene. Now, what I did in the video is I showed the effects that graphene would have inside of a human's body based off of a video that was actually trending on YouTube and being promoted by YouTube, which had 3, 4, 5 million views. I guess, I mean, obviously, that's a stretch going 2 to 5 million, but I mean, at the time it had like 3 million. I think now maybe it has 5. There's a very popular video that they were pushing. I wouldn't have seen it if they weren't pushing it.
Why does this matter?
I was just showing people what graphene can do inside of the human body. And a lot of people obviously were connecting the dots between a lot of the side effects of a lot of the things they see that are going on. So I got a strike for that. Unfortunately, fighting strikes when your channel is completely gone is almost impossible. Because the only...
Not untrue, but I will say I've had experience here. I've actually had my channel deleted by YouTube once before and have had to get it back. So it's not impossible, but go on.
The only thing you can do is submit an appeal, which is like it's kind of a weird process. When you have a strike on your channel, like if you have 1 or 2 strikes, you could submit one, and usually within 24 hours you find out. So find out, if it's accepted or not. So I shouldn't say submit an appeal. You have to go through a process where you have to contact YouTube and hope that they look. And so it never really works out. I mean, there's a chance that it could, but I'm highly skeptical.
Also, yeah, everybody in chat, we're not making any calls to violence where Call's concerned. Please don't. Don't sink to his level. Like, I understand that this person is acting like, again, a series of cockroaches in the middle of a trench coat, but that does not mean you need to talk about the ways in which you want to step on them. Okay? Okay. And yes, please delete any comments that happen to look like that. They are not welcome here. Drebaman, thank you very much for redeeming your points towards the armistice for an ara.
Now, there's a few things and a few reasons why, of course. I have a lot of people that flag everything that I do. A lot of them are a part of a community that involves cutting off your private parts. And
yay! He's disparaging the trans community. Great, we've already begun with the transphobia. Let's go.
And actually, I had seen that, I was thinking actually about joining Twitter because some people were sending me stuff that people are pretending to meet me on there, just like they're pretending to meet me on YouTube or Facebook or wherever else. And I'm kind of like okay with it because I think of it like anonymous, and not that I don't support anything. I'm not saying I don't support it or do, but it's like, it's kind of like I try to be like more of a symbol than than a face, right? And
because it's safer to be a symbol instead of a face, Call. You do it because you're a coward. Look, my face is known, okay? It is very easy for people to find my face. In fact, it's really easy for people to find my face. It takes 0 effort for people to find my face. Because for you, being a symbol is required. Because it's safe. Because you get to punch the internet without the internet punching you back. You, on the other hand, don't get to claim that anybody else is a coward when you hide behind that symbol all the time. I have been willing to show my face on the internet since the beginning of my channel. You, on the other hand, are a coward who hides behind their screen 24/7. But let's go ahead and continue.
I don't show up on screen and comb my hair and look cute for everybody. I always hope the channel will, speak for itself. The content is what really I care about. It's the only thing I care about.
Sure.
If not, then I guess I would show my face and I'd be all over the place. But Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I wasn't expecting this.
You should have.
I've seen, I guess, some people online are doing some things and saying some things and pretending to be me, which, I don't really mind. So I'm assuming that is one of the reasons why. Some of the stuff they were saying towards the LGBTQ, which I would sit here and say, don't do that, don't. But I agree 100% with everything that these people are saying. And I think the biggest problem that we have in society actually starts with the LGBTQ.
Really?
So, it's a small portion of society, but this is why we have this extreme leftism and this extreme cancel culture.
Wait, hold on. So you think that extreme leftism, which is about economics, has to do with the LGBTQ specifically? You do realize that the reason that the economic bent of the left happens to agree with a lot of things that are LGBTQ or progressive in the first place is because, especially here in America, the economic right grafted themselves so hard into conservative Christianity that it became impossible to not see a delineation between the two. But, okay. Continue your rambling.
That needs to be taken care of. So I have two things going on right now. One is, I have my other channel. I'm going to have another one after that. Mm-hmm, and then two, I have mentioned many times over that I was going to do something if I kept getting treated like this and shut down. And I am. So there's a very good chance that I could take things to the street. And you might be like, what do you mean, take it to the street? Take it to the street?
Wait, what?
Weapons and all. I'm going to take it to the street at some point in the next 6 to 8 months. And
wait,
number two on
what
that
the fuck
is
does that
all
mean?
these people who have openly run their mouths and try to shut me down from having free speech. I'm going to pay them visits too.
Oh. 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 There it is. Call. You literally just said that you are going to personally come to my house and harm me and my family. As soon as this video goes live, and it... damn it! This can't be the next video that goes live on YouTube because of the Twitch partner agreement. So this video will be going live on YouTube a little earlier than it normally would, but certainly not earlier than the partner agreement allows for. But this will go on YouTube. We are going to look at more of the episode itself. But, Call, this was on YouTube. You threatened violence against me on YouTube, on that platform. You don't deserve to be on that platform anymore. This isn't a free speech thing at this point. This isn't a free speech thing in even the slightest.
And they know who they are, but they aren't going to be able to connect any dots. So, hi. I'll see him. I'll find him. I'll divide and I'll conquer, just like our government does.
You will find me and you will conquer me? First of all, you barely even have power bottom energy. There is no conquering you get to do here. Secondly, and more importantly, really, you're going to come to my house in Georgia, where we have deadly weapons, to deal with animals. And you think this is a smart thing to do. Call, come now. Let's not pretend for a moment that you're going to even leave the chair in your basement to do this. Secondly, more importantly, you have just enacted, again, like I said, a call not for an uprising, but for violence. And yes, those people know who they are. I know who I am. Hannah knows who they are. And anybody else who's done... Jeff Holiday knows who you are, too. Oh. That actually brings up a point. Jeff. This needs to go to you as well. Sirs, don't think you should assume he won't. Oh, no. Here's the thing. Yeah, Jeff knows who he is. Jeff Holiday has done videos on call. We're going to look a little more. What else? There's got to be more in here. There's got to be more in here besides a constant bout of little dick energy. There has to be. Just so I know what I'm in for, Hannah, if you're still in the chat, what more am I in for in this video? Or is it just this? Is it just this?
But I won't divide. I'll just conquer. I'm going to take things to a new level. I'm going to take things to the next level. I don't really care what anyone thinks. If they're like, that's a...
Okay, so I understand that cheers might have happened and stuff, and that's cool. Thank you for the 100 bits. Do bear in mind that a man on the internet has just threatened violence against me. I may focus more on this than anything else, if that is okay with the chat. Megalomaniacal monologuing? Oh, we get a full-on villain monologue? Cool.
Extremism. Go ahead. Think it. Think whatever you want. You can come here. You aren't going to find any guns or anything here. I got 2 guns, my left and my right. Those are my guns.
So you're going to beat me with your fists? Okay.
Should you be worried about those? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would be if I was someone who was chopping off my tchotchke, you know?
So this is now just violence against all trans people. Everybody who's a trans person, specifically trans women who have bottom surgery, should all fear violence from you? Okay.
Or any of these people who sit online and think that they're big, tough people. I don't really care. See, I grew up in a different era, okay? I got bullied, and I got made fun of, too, when I was a kid. People hear me, and they're like, oh, man, you must have been the worst. No, I got made fun of, I got bullied. And I realized it was a good thing. It's a good thing sometimes. Because you can look at the world and see these things and then fight back for yourself. And when I was...
Dude, I grew up in the ghetto. I literally grew up in the part of Pensacola where everybody bought their drugs, my guy. Also, Jack and Quill does bring up a point. I am literally in probably one of the safest places I can imagine. Like, I am knee-deep in the woods with cameras and shit. I'm okay. Just letting Chad know not to fucking worry about me. I'm alright. But still.
Aware of these things and started to, you know, it's not about self-esteem or ego. You just realize this is the world we live in. You gotta battle. Every day you have to battle.
Lola Patsock, thank you very much for the follow.
And if you think that Big Brother is going to protect you, then you're living in a toilet with your head in it. Because you're so dumb to think that Big Brother gives a rat's ass about you. And excuse my French. But if that's what you think, you're living with your head in the toilet. Because Big Brother doesn't care. And guess what? The world that we live in now versus 20 years ago when people actually bully each other is so much far worse. Because nobody cares about each other now. This world where they're like love and tolerance. These people are the same hypocrites who were like, oh, you know, everything's about the LGBT, you know, in stores and stuff. But it's businesses trying to, you know, capitalize on us. Nobody wants to capitalize on you. You're embarrassment to society. You're a disgrace to society. And it's not because you're a perversion. It's because how you behave. You make everybody sick. That's why nobody likes you. You make everybody sick. Nobody cares other than that.
Really?
Right? I mean, I don't care.
So we're going to have to pause that a little bit just so that there's not a full-on flurry of hate coming through. Because otherwise, YouTube is just going to tag my video here as well. He's advocating for standing up for yourself, but gay people shouldn't stand up for themselves. Of course, because he thinks that anybody who's LGBTQ is subhuman. That's what Call believes. And if you don't believe that, then by all means, go check out the video I did on him trying to take my channel down, where I provide the actual points in the conversation where he says that. And yeah, his voice is periodically breaking. This is a point where I want to say dude needs mental help, but at the same time, this is somebody who needs I'm just gonna say it right now. This is somebody who needs to be handled by the law, quite frankly. That I don't care where you stand in this particular instance on the police and how they operate here. I think this is a moment where they just need to look into him.
Care what you do behind closed doors. I don't need to hear about it. I don't need to see it in the streets. Right? I'm not running out my streets going, I love women, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk around in a thong and paint my chest, and, you know.
That literally only happens in a small amount of pride parades. And only during small portions of said parades. But, okay, sure.
Act like an absolute buffoon and make everyone sick in my community. No. And then they go, well, that's because you're accepted. We're not. Right. That's why we have straight pride parades. That's why straight people can do all these things.
Straight people can do whatever the fuck they want, my guy. Okay. Like, as a straight person, I have never felt like I couldn't do whatever the fuck I want. But okay.
No, we can't. See, anyone questions you or talks dirty, or not dirty, talks negative about you, you cancel. You strike. You do whatever you want. Nobody cares what you do behind closed doors. I don't care if you're dressing up as a cartoon character. I don't care if you're wearing costumes. I really don't. The fact is, I don't want to hear about it. That's all.
The only reason you even hear about it is because you seek it out, my guy. It's what your channel's about.
I don't want to hear about it. And that's how all of us feel. So shut up.
No, it's not.
Shut your mouths and go about your life.
Or what? You're going to beat us? Because that's what you've been saying throughout this video? You care a lot, my guy.
The fact is, you want to push it on kids. And you think that mind control isn't real and brainwashing isn't real. And you don't realize that's why you are where you are. Because you've been brainwashed and mind controlled. And you've seen all these TV shows with these characters and all this sick perversion. And that's why you are where you are. Not because you were born that way, like Lady Barfbag says. No. No. It's because it was pushed onto you. Like a perversion. Like cougars or...
So wait, you don't know how basic human psychology works then? And yeah, brainwashing is a real thing. It's a thing that cults do all the time, but mind control is not real. Our government has been trying to do that. We fucking tried. It was called Project MK Ultra. We were slipping our own citizens LSD in a desperate attempt to figure that shit out. But okay. Blue Dominator, what did I walk into? I'll just say it plainly what it is. A beta male physically threatening me and my family. That's what it is. I quite frankly, that is exactly what is going on.
What do people have? Foot fetish, strange things, right? Which are fine, I guess, if that's your cup of tea. Nothing wrong with older women, of course. But these individual people, these groups of people, are the problem with society. Because if you have a problem with anything that they do or say, they will try and cancel you. So for the 7th time in... what is it, November 8th, in 6 months, the 7th time I lost the channel. It's not a big deal.
Wait, he's lost his channel 7 times? Oh, that is wonderful news.
It's not the end of the world. I still have these 2 channels because YouTube's so stupid that I can still promote my new ones too. And if they weren't such idiots, well, they would just delete these.
YouTube. Whoever happens to be reviewing this video when I send it to you, he has just said that quiet part out loud again because he doesn't think things through. Since he has said that, could you, I don't know, do something about that? Could be a useful idea. Just throwing that out there.
but they won't let anyone talk against certain things like graphene, nanoparticles, Neuralinks. This is the new thing that they're going to start to ban.
You're allowed to talk against any of this shit. I guarantee you, if I actually went to find that episode that you had that they flagged for medical misinformation, there's more you did in that episode. Because here's the thing. I've learned, Call, I can't take you at your word. I can't. Because when you say things like, I just made a video to talk about how much I like fudge and cats, it's a sock account for you to re-upload your hateful shit.
And going back to that specific community, I didn't mean to go off track, is that we have a specific community that constantly are the ones flagging things in free speech. But they're a small portion of society. A small portion of society that could be locked up, imprisoned, or excommunicated. So, those are things to think about. And those are things that I'm thinking about. Because what I'm thinking about doing is getting off YouTube and going to the streets. Oh, I'm not going to be carrying anything, just a megaphone, a microphone, going everywhere I can. I need the energy to do it. I need the health to do it, which right now I don't have the health to do it, but
I have never once in my life pulled any catharsis for somebody feeling ill. So this is a very strange feeling for me.
I can work really hard to get the health to do it. Because if these people piss me off hard enough, which they are right now, I can do that.
So wait, you're saying that us pissing you off enough is what's preventing you from going out to the streets and doing Lord knows what? Cool. Then my modus operandi is to piss you off more. Because it apparently landlocks you. Because when you are angry, you are locked in your room, coping and seething about it instead of going out and hurting real people. Cool. You have just given me my mission in life. Thank you, Call. Well, one of them.
Because I care enough about the stuff I talk about. And I see what these people say. And I'm like, I don't care what they say. But they think that we are all so far off and lost and stupid that it scares me. They are so dumb that they don't even realize that they're not human beings. They aren't. And the ones who control them and manipulate them are the influencers. And that starts with a lot of people online. A lot of people
like me,
who want to cut off their privates. Things like that.
Oh, so like Hannah.
You shouldn't be taking advice from these people. They're mentally insane.
I have a question. Can somebody please define the word projection for me? Please. I could really use an ironic definition right now. But according to Call, people who are trans, or really anybody in the broader LGBTQ spectrum, are not human beings. So, Hannah's not a human being, I guess. Even though I'm straight, technically I am demi, so I guess that kind of throws me in there, so I guess I'm not a human being either. Really, depending on what perspective you're looking at this from. I have to know. Put him on the wall and he can do PowerPoints. That's very close to an actual thing. Literally, nobody say anything that is even close to a violent remark. Projection is the defense mechanism in which an individual recognizes their unacceptable traits or impulses in someone else to avoid recognizing those traits or impulses in themselves subconsciously. Thank you very much, Shark Fox Panda. Very appreciated.
Nintendo!
Antby and Squid, thank you for the raid. Holy shit. Let's continue.
If you were alive 30 years ago, you get it. You might go, whoa, we've evolved now. We've evolved. We've accepted insanity. These people are mentally sick. We shouldn't be listening to anyone with this type of sickness. What we should be doing is caging them.
Excuse me? So anybody who is trans, or again, in the greater LGBTQ spectrum, should be in a cage. Call?
So, if these videos or this video gets a strike, I don't care. I really don't. on these.
Yes, you do. You do care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have taken the video down. You, like a coward, took your own video down. Call. You do care if you get a strike from this, because your actions betray your words. This is your video on YouTube, and it is unavailable, removed by the uploader. You do care. You just have a really bad way of communicating it.
Main channels. You know where to find me now. Okay? The link is below. Look for it, click it, subscribe. I got nowhere else to go for the time being. I'm making a new channel as we speak. And they might sit there and go, oh my gosh, he's violating TOS. No, I'm not. You're not violating TOS by having multiple channels. Okay? You're not.
It's not violating TOS to have multiple channels. It's violating TOS to create a new channel and be the host of that channel when your channel is destroyed. Like, when YouTube bans you from the platform, making a new channel, from what I do understand, is a TOS violation. But, go on, Queen, I guess?
So, at the same time, prove that it's me on these other channels. Prove it. Different phone numbers now, right? You got to put your phone number in. Oh, that's how they're going to catch you on TOS, right? Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare get a throwaway. Don't you dare outsmart the system. I've been doing it my whole life, and I'll continue to. So all you flamers listening who want to flag, keep doing it. I'll always win. I've said it since I was a young kid. I will never... I've lost many things in my life. I've lost pets. I've lost in sports. I've lost girlfriends that I loved. But I will never, ever lose to a flamer at anything. You might say, well, that's pretty egotistical to say. Well, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane? Make sure you sub to the channel below. Love you guys.
Did you really just do a fucking villain laugh at the end there? Here, have some brain bleach. Here. Brain bleach. Good brain bleach. Good, wholesome, slimy brain bleach. I'm not doing a DDLG plug right now. I'm not plugging one of my sponsors on this. No. No. Okay. Okay. So, what did we witness? We witnessed a person, ostensibly, on the internet, make a call for violence against me, Hannah Reloaded, Jeff Holiday, Frank from the Geek Room, as they've covered him. Shay, because she's covered them as well. Who else has covered Call? Because they know who they are, according to Call. He's going to take to the streets and pay us a visit. And mind if you don't think that that's what he meant. I mean, this is the comment he left on my channel. Remember, this is a man who has openly admitted that he is going to resort to violence, who has openly admitted that these things affect him greatly and personally. Jake and Zozo as well. Did we just witness someone's brain actually die? Oh, no. No. I think the brain death happened ages ago, and we are now witnessing the last little shovels. No. This is a person who has now threatened me, my family, my loved ones. YouTube, you heard him in the video. You watched this video, I would assume. In fact, I actually hope that this video gets flagged. I will title this video in such a way that it will have to be flagged, so that you have to manually review it, so that somebody has to watch it at YouTube. And in so doing, if you don't do anything about it, then you're complacent. Congratulations. For those who are watching, this is going to be one of those videos that I'm going to ask you to share repeatedly, wherever you happen to have the ability to. It should be uploaded on the 11th, because that will be over 24 hours after the time of recording, which is part of my Twitch partnership agreement. So, complacent or complicit? Complicit, not complacent. Well, complacent too. They're both complacent and complicit, both of them. So, is it confirmed that Call is a comic book villain at this point? No. Comic book villains have integrity. Comic book villains have writers. This simply doesn't have rails. Call for an Uprising is defined not by the attributes that he has, but by those things that he lacks. Like integrity and human decency. But okay. He's decided to throw that particular gauntlet down. So here we are. It began with him saying he was going to flag my channel and knock it down. Those strikes didn't do anything. So now he has confirmed that he's going to resort to the physical realm. Okay. Let me know what you think about that, or literally anything else, in the comments section below. Remember to share this particular video. Do whatever you can to shove it up in the algorithm. For obvious reasons. With that said, insert end video tagline here, I suppose. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. If you want access to behind-the-scenes content for the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon. I do weekly vlogs over there, where I give real-life updates to what's going on behind the scenes on the channel, stuff that you don't really get over here, and even on Twitch. Patreon also helps the channel's stability a whole lot. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. Especially with the kind of content that I do, neither YouTube nor Twitch are the most stable sources of income. If you are a $20 and up patron, then you will be featured on the ending slides as shown in the beginning of the end credits. If you want to catch the streams where all this content comes from, then consider heading over to Twitch and following. And if you want to continue watching over here on YouTube, maybe consider clicking one of the end screen videos. And once again, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me over on my channel. I wouldn't be able to do literally anything that I'm doing over here on YouTube without each and every one of you. So, thank you.